Once, long ago in a small village nestled at the foot of a mountain, there lived a young boy named Raju. He was a curious and thoughtful child, but as he grew older, life began to weigh heavily on him. He was often confused by the complexities of life, whether it was the expectations of his family, the uncertainties of his future, or his place in the world. Nothing seemed clear to him. One day, tired of his wandering thoughts, he decided to seek wisdom from the enlightened one, Gautam Buddha, who was known to reside in a distant monastery. Raju embarked on a journey to find Buddha, hoping he would help him find clarity. After several days of walking, he reached the peaceful grove where Buddha sat under a Bodhi tree, surrounded by disciples. With a heavy heart, Raju approached and bowed before him. "Master," Raju said, "I feel lost and confused. Life pulls me in different directions, and I don't know what path to follow. My mind is filled with questions that have no answers. I need your guidance." Buddha gazed at him with compassionate eyes and said, "Sit down, my child. I will tell you a story, one that may help you understand the nature of life and your own mind." Raju sat cross-legged before Buddha, eager to listen. The story of the shepherd boy and the wind. Long ago, Buddha began, there was a young shepherd boy named Arjun who lived in a village much like yours. Every morning, Arjun would take his flock of sheep to the hillside, letting them graze on the lush green grass. While the sheep roamed freely, Arjun would sit beneath an old tree, contemplating life. One day, as he rested under the shade, he noticed a small bird flying above him. This bird caught his attention because it wasn't flying in a straight path. It would flap its wings, rise high into the sky, then suddenly dip low, almost hitting the ground. It flew in circles, as though unsure of where to go. Arjun watched the bird for a while and thought, "Why does this bird fly so erratically? It has wings to soar, yet it seems lost in the air." Just then, an old traveler appeared, walking slowly with a staff in hand. He noticed Arjun watching the bird and sat down beside him. "What troubles you, young one?" the traveler asked. Arjun replied, "I'm puzzled by that bird. It has the freedom to fly anywhere, yet it moves as though confused, as if it doesn't know where to go." The old traveler chuckled softly and said, "That bird is like many of us in life. We, too, are free, but our minds are often scattered, just like its flight. We have the potential to soar, but we are distracted by the winds of uncertainty." "But why does the bird fly that way?" Arjun asked again. The traveler's eyes twinkled as he replied, "The bird cannot hear the wind because it is too busy flapping its wings in all directions. The wind tries to guide it, but the bird doesn't listen. If only it would become still for a moment, it would feel the current and know the right direction to go." Arjun sat quietly, reflecting on the traveler's words. "But how can the bird hear the wind in all this noise?" he asked. The traveler smiled and said, "The answer is silence. In silence, the bird can tune into the wind, and in silence, you can tune into the wisdom of life. Your mind is like the bird, constantly flying in different directions, weighed down by your thoughts and worries. But when you quiet your mind, you will hear the guidance that life whispers to you. Just like the wind, the answers are always there, you only need to listen." The old traveler got up and continued his journey, leaving Arjun with a profound sense of peace. From that day forward, whenever he felt his mind becoming restless or confused, Arjun would sit under the tree and practice silence. In the quiet of his mind, he found clarity, and soon, he no longer felt lost. The bird he had watched was a reflection of his own life, and he realized that by being still, he could find the right path to follow. Buddha finished the story and looked at Raju, who was deep in thought. "Do you understand the meaning of the story?" Buddha asked gently. Raju nodded slowly but hesitated. I think I do. The bird represents my mind, and the confusion it feels is like the confusion I face in life. But how do I silence my mind? The world is so noisy, and my thoughts keep racing. Buddha smiled and said, just as the bird must stop flapping its wings to listen to the wind, you too must stop chasing your thoughts. Sit in stillness, and let the thoughts come and go without clinging to them. When you do this, you will begin to hear the quiet voice of wisdom within you. Life does not always give clear answers immediately, but in silence, you will find the clarity you seek. But Master, Raju asked, what if I still don't find the answers? What if life remains confusing? Buddha looked at him with kindness and said, confusion is a part of life. It's how we learn. Just as the bird learns to fly by navigating the wind, you will learn by navigating through your doubts and uncertainties. But remember, true wisdom comes not from finding answers to every question but from understanding that sometimes, it's okay not to have all the answers. Embrace the confusion, but don't let it control you. Be still, and the path will reveal itself. Raju felt a deep sense of peace wash over him. He realized that his confusion was not something to fear but something to embrace and learn from. He bowed before Buddha and thanked him for his wisdom. As he left the monastery, Raju knew that his journey was far from over, but now he understood that the key to finding his way lay not in fighting his confusion but in accepting it with a quiet mind and a peaceful heart.